I will admit, I am a little bit tired. Oh no, my voice. Hang on just a second.
There you go. Is this better? Yeah, that's way better. But yeah, I am a little bit tired, mainly because didn't get good enough sleep last night, and today has been a quite busy day at work. So yeah, I'm just a little bit tired, but not tired enough to not stream. But anyways, greetings, creatures and humans alike. I am MagiQDog, and I think I'm hearing myself. Yeah, I am. Why am I hearing myself? Why? Oh, hang on a second. Okay, this should be a whole lot better. Yep. Sorry, we have a little bit of an error going on. Hey, Knight. How you doing this fine night? But anyways, uh, gonna kind of restart from the beginning. Greetings, creatures and humans alike. I am MagiQDog, and tonight, on this Creature of the Week, we are gonna be talking about... Scribble. Scribble. Ah, let me get rid of my wings, as we shall be talking about the Rainbow Serpents. And this one is going to be quite a lot of info that we're going to be covering. And yeah, I'm glad that you're doing good, Knight. But I hope that you're going to sit tight and take notes, because we're going to be covering this magnificent creature. And speaking of which, let's go on ahead and get started. The Rainbow Serpents are powerful, rain-controlling serpentine beings told in Australian Aboriginal myths. And by the way, there's probably going to be a lot of mispronunciation, so please bear with me on that. Appearance. The rainbow serpents, through the Aboriginal stories, are described as snake-like entities of huge size. They get the name rainbow serpents due to them having vibrant, many colors like a rainbow, along with unique patterns and designs on their scales. These colors are said to represent the serpent's connection to rainbows, storms, and water. Mm-hmm. They kind of look like a rainbow, depending on their patterns. Let's see. Another fact about the serpents is that they may have some other animal proportions. This includes a head of a kangaroo, a crocodile tail, fish fins, and even emu parts like legs or a neck. There's even cases of serpents that could be male, female, both, or neither, and sometimes the females may even have breasts to show their fertility. For the most, though, they are mainly described as giant multicolored serpents. Roles in mythology. Rainbow serpents in Australian Aboriginal myths and stories are seen as many things, since they are powerful almighty beings. I'm afraid not. That's gonna be for a topic for our next creature of the week. But what you can learn about these serpents are this. They are seen as creator deities who create mankind and give life. Many serpents are considered gods and goddesses who are part of creation during the dream time. They are seen as nature spirits who can control the watering holes they reside in. They are spirits who control storms and waters and often travel from watering holes. They travel by underground in the tunnelways or by flying through the sky and on clouds, leaving behind rainbows in the process. They have full control over any waters, be that rivers, lagoons, creeks, and billabongs. They are fertility spirits and work with other fertility spirits to keep the waters maintained. They are guardians of the land who protect both man and animals while maintaining the law of nature. They can keep droughts from drying up the watering holes and allow humans and animals to survive and thrive. They are also seen as forces of destruction. When angered, they will cause storms, droughts, and floods in retaliation to those who wronged them. Due to this, they are seen as both creators and destroyers. They are also seen as man-eaters who will swallow people whole when hungry for men. But despite that, they are also spirits of granting gifts to humans. They could enter into a person and give them magical powers, or whenever a woman comes to their watering holes, they or the spirits of fertility alongside them will grant them life and help make them pregnant. This can be due to the serpents having spirit children at their watering hole and then put them into the woman's room to have them pregnant. They also give abundance of food through allowing their waterways to grow crops and attracting animals for hunting. They are beings of union and peace, as they are seen as creatures that maintain order and peace throughout the seasons. That's why the communities use their arts and paintings for peace and community unions. Overall, they are ancient entities that exist since the Dreamtime and are beings that the Aboriginals both worship and be wary of. And there are many different types of rainbow serpents and many tales and stories told throughout the Australian outback. Rain-controlling serpents. The rainbow serpents are quite powerful entities who are depended on by the people to maintain water and rain. And while the rainbow serpents are unique supernatural entities, the concept of serpents that control storms and waters aren't theirs alone. Throughout other myths and legends, there are other mythical serpents and serpentine dragons who can manipulate weather and water. And here are some of these serpentine rainmakers. First off are the Asian dragons, like Chinese, Japanese, and Korean dragons. They are serpentine dragons who are associated with connections to water, including the sea. They too are worshipped and serve as deities who control the weathers and storms. Next up is the Taniwha of Maui. They are shape-shifting water beings who can be protective of waterways or dangerous man-eaters. They can appear as anything from whales to shark and even dragon-like lizards. The Hawaiian mo'o are also shapeshifters, but are also godlike dragonoid gecko spirits who control waters and springs. Back over to Japan, we got the Mizuchi, who are dragon gods of water and rivers who are like Japanese Ryu dragons. South America's Makus tribes got the this is where my pronunciation troubles come in. The Falajitax. I think I pronounced that right. Anyways, they are shape-shifting snake creatures with rain heads who are man-eaters. And like the rainbow serpents, they got rainbow-like scales and can control the weather too. Oh, it's not a rat, it's a kangaroo. This drawing got the rainbow serpent with the head of a kangaroo and the tail of a crocodile at the end. Yeah, close enough. And who knows, they may have red heads too. Anyways, we also got the Inkanyamba of Zulu myths. These are giant man-eating eels or snakes with horses' head who can manipulate the weather and bring forth lightning bolts. Quetzalcoatl of Aztec mythology is a god of wind creator god. Well, wait, I typed it down like that. Anyways, is a creator/wind god who appears as a feathered serpent, sharing many traits with the rainbow serpents. And finally, we got the horned serpents of native mythologies, who are very similar to rainbow serpents, with both powers of water and weather and being godlike spirits. So as you can see, there are many serpents who are like divine rainbringers, like the rainbow serpent. Powers. The rainbow serpents are considered one of the most powerful beings in Australian Aboriginal mythologies. In its own wonder says they are powerful beings. First things first, they are creator deities. They have creation powers that allows them to create many things like the land, spirits, animals, and even humans. Second is their power to manipulate water and weather. They have total control over storms and waters, causing calm and lively lakes to violent storms and floods. They can generate lightning and thunder when angered, or even cause drought with no rain. They can even create rainbows when they fly and travel. Thirdly, they are spiritual beings with spiritual powers. This includes controlling fertility spirits and being spirits of fertility themselves, flight, and connection to Earth and the spirit realm as well. Other than spiritual powers, they also have incredible physical powers as well. With a snake physiology, they can squeeze people to death, swallow them whole, deliver devastating bites, scales that can be like armor, and crush people with their tails. Their giant size also gives them incredible strength, durability, and endurance. They also have an incredible healing and regenerative abilities too. Fifth, they have a type of guardianship power, making them fierce guardians of their watering holes. Next is their destructive powers too. They can cause devastations and destruction of lands through their storms and floods, or causing droughts. Next up, as I already mentioned before, they are fertility spirits who can manipulate fertility. They can manipulate that upon the land and the living beings in the land. They can even help out with infertile women to let them have children. They can help people by giving them magical powers by entering into them through rainbows. They also have other magical powers too, including them being shapeshifters, being enforcers of the natural law, and being punishers of nature, powers representing the cycle of the seasons, flight, or even entering into people to give them powers, as I mentioned before, or to even cause illnesses and even death. Rainbow serpents truly are powerful, almighty beings. And by the way, I will be right back in just a second. Trying to pause. Sorry, had to go spit. Anyways, we. Oh, right. Weaknesses. However, as powerful as they do have restrictions and weaknesses one can use against them. For one, if you happen to anger one by violating its natural laws or even trespassing into their watering hole, kind of like at a bad time, you know. I mean, after all, if it's like during the dry season and they just want to be left alone, and then someone just suddenly comes up aggravating them, I would be pretty pissed too. But anyways, you can pretty much calm the serpents down by giving respect to it. This can include proper respects of rituals and singing, which can appease the spirit. However, if you're wishing to slay it, there is a way to weaken them, which is sicknesses. One sickness is from contamination of food. There is a story of the serpent, and here's my pronunciation problems again. Goorialla, or Goorialla, however you pronounce that. Anyways, he pretty much ate an old and tough bred kangaroo, and he got very sick and throw up the carcass, which actually transformed into the rock formation, Ururu. The rainbow serpents can also be attacked by other spirits or higher godly beings. Just because a human can't fight a rainbow serpent doesn't mean that other powerful entities can't. These precautions and weaknesses might be able to help you out, but the best thing to do is to just not anger them and stay out of their way. Dreamtime gods and spirits. In Australian myths, there was a certain time when spirits and gods were connected to the human realm, and where the spirits and beings created the Australian lands and all life inhabiting it. This was called the dreaming, or the dream time. This was an ancient time when spirits, gods, and even rainbow serpents play a big role in the creation of the world. It was this time when the land formed, the waterways were created, when life sprouted out, and when nature and its laws are passed down. And the rainbow serpents of different tribes play a major role in the dream time. Many of the stories had it where the rainbow serpents helped with the creation of the land and waterways, and even responsible for the laws of nature and the creation in making. Hang on, I think I done a typo here. Let's see. Rainbow serpents help with the creation of the land and waterways, and even responsible for the laws of nature. Okay, yeah. Anyways, in these stories, serpents like, and I'm gonna butcher these big time. Wagly, Naoi, Julunggul, aka Yurlunggar, Anyways, these three would create the billabongs, lakes, and other water sources when they traveled through the earth and made mini tunnels. They also made rock formations and terrains when they swallowed and regurgitated prey, which turned to stones, or whenever they slither across the land. Some serpents, like Julunggul, the creation goddess, created not just the waterways, but also carved the lands and brought forth the animals. She and others would also create and enforce the laws of nature to both animals and humans. And speaking of humans, humans like Yingarna, 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 uh, isn't that like a yin? Anyways, they also created the human race. So, as you can see, the rainbow serpents of all kinds have reshaped the dream time and are considered one of the primary creators during that time. But after the dream time, many of them reside within their watering homes, becoming not just creator deities, but also nature spirits that control and manipulate waters and storms. They also made sure to keep the peace within the world they created, and pretty much ambush. Oh my god, I made a major typo on this one. They made sure to keep peace within the world they created, and they are. Man, my typo. Hang on, your teacher is having a meltdown. Anyways, basically put, they stay to keep the peace, and they became punishers and destroyers of man if they break their rules and commit taboos. Either way, these serpents are as powerful as they are ancient since the beginning of the dreaming. Boy, that lesson was really destroyed big time. Ah, you can try, but I'm pretty sure they'll eat you first. And with as big as they are, they can gobble you down in one gulp. By the way, how you doing, Mr. Chax? You want to battle these things? I mean, sure, why not? I think that'll be interesting. Seeing a puppet demon like you fighting off against a creator godly being. I will pay for that. Anyways, let's get to this lesson. Ooh, Hunkine Starwell. That's pretty good. Hope you do good with it. Let's see. Now then, let's get on to this lesson with the Australian dragons. Across the world, dragons have appeared throughout many, if not all, the cultures and beliefs. European myths, African tribes, Asian cultures, and even over at natives of both North and South America have tales of dragons or dragon-like serpents. So whenever you see the rainbow serpent, you would believe it to be an Australian dragon who shares similar traits with the Asian and Polynesian beliefs of dragons. And yes, while this is true, the case of the rainbow serpents are a bit more complicated. Just like the horned serpents that I discussed before, while they share traits with dragons, they aren't really seen as dragons. Well, at least dragons in the as a Western world would describe. As I already mentioned, they are viewed as creator deities and nature spirits who guard the laws of the natural world. They are believed to be more of a spiritual being of great divinity or semi-divinity. So they don't exactly fit the descriptions of a dragon. However, I do want to point out that just because they are more defined and spiritual doesn't mean that they still can't be dragons. Oh my god. In this case, it is teacher. Anyways, um, after all, dragons can also be gods in other myths and legends as well. I already mentioned about the horned serpents who are close to dragons but aren't, and there's the fact of the Mizuchis of Japanese mythologies who are both dragons and gods. There are also some rainbow serpents, like the Dhakhan. Boy, I cannot pronounce shit, can I? Anyways, it's this one right here that's got the con in it. Dhakhan. Draka? However you pronounce this. Anyways, It's basically a rainbow serpent with fish-like trace and tails, who is more dragonoid than one would think. So you're the fake brother. I love it. But yeah, basically put, while the rainbow serpents may not fit the exact quota of a true dragon, they are still dragonoids nonetheless. Now, here are the famous serpents. Throughout the Australian Aboriginals, the rainbow serpents are the most common kind of entities that you will find across the Aboriginal beliefs. This is due to the fact that many serpents play a major role in each tribe's dreamtime stories, and how they still play a role in nature. And as such, there are quite some famous and well-known serpents who strike both awe and fear to the hearts of the people. And here are some of the more famous ones from the Outback. And just to let y'all know, I'm gonna butcher these names big time. I do apologize. That's why I got their names on this board right here. Anyways, time for the first one. First off, it's a gorilla. Or gorilla. You know what? It's gorilla. That's right. It says a gorilla. Anyways, he is a serpent that created the Uluru rock formations after getting sick from eating a red kangaroo from the Lardale people. Wagyo from the Noongar tribe is a creator who created the landforms and waterways, separated the salt and fresh waters, and sustained life for all living beings. The Ngalyod of the Kunichuk, or Kuninjku people. It's this kind of tribes. Anyways, these people believe him and her, because after all, it can switch genders, believe it to be a major creator deity who made the Arnhem lands and the Billabongs. Naoi is also responsible for enforcing the laws of nature and is seen as a creator and destroyer. Yurlunggar, or Julunggul, is a creator goddess who embodies both rain and ocean and fertility, as she gives life to the Arnhem lands too. She's also known for swallowing and regurgitating boys, so that way they can come out as men, and is known to sustain life and help with fertility for females. Yes, yes. I'm glad you brought that up. So yesterday I was going to do like this Creature of the Week stream. Wait, did I say? Yeah, I said yesterday. I meant yesterday. Yesterday I was supposed to do this Creature of the Week, and I was supposed to stream Peak with my friend. Unfortunately, my internet went out because of the snow, and I couldn't get it back until probably late into the night. And at that point, there was no way I could do anything, so I just went to bed. But yeah, I'm pretty much making up for time now. And speaking of which, where do we left off? Yeah. Oh yeah, Yingarna of the Binishi people is a creator mother goddess who appeared from the Arafura seas and sent out spirit children to the land while she placed food. And pretty much went through the land as well, pretty much creating like waterways and stuff. She helped make the land and create animals and humans. Oh god, not this one. Dhakhan. Dhakhan. Dhakhan is a serpent with fish features like a tail. He is told by the Kabi and Waka with him as a... Why did they came out like that? Anyways, he is told as a spirit who is connected to the spirit realms and earth. He is also a creator and punisher too. The Yingarna people speak of Kanura, or Kanura, another fertility creator goddess spirit. Serpent. Shit, I'm messing up. Someone help me. Taipan from Wikmuka, Wikmunkan. Anyways, this one gives it the blood to men and controls the circulation during women's menstrual cycles. Numereji is known as a stormbringer by the Kakadu people. From the main Kanmare of the Pita Pita people, who drown people yet revive them as doctors, to the many male Borlungs of the Dalabong and Miali, Miali tribe, and Kunmanggur by the Murrimbata. There are many there are many named serpents who have shaped and governed the lives of people and nature itself. And I am so glad I went through that part. God, that was a tongue twister, and I apologize to all y'all for the mispronunciation, especially any of the Australian Aboriginal people who happen to be watching this. Please apologize. I am so sorry. Anyways, let's go on with popularity. Other than the Bunyip and the Yara Ma Yha Who, ooh, I can just say that again. Yara Ma Yha who I talked about on previous Creatures of the Week, so go check them out. I'll leave a link to them in my descriptions below. Anyways, the Rainbow Serpents is one of the most popular kind of Australian creatures told in the Outback. They have appeared in media through movies, books, games, and more. For movies, both the Rainbow Serpent, Dawn of the New Age, and the Rainbow Serpent 2010 are documentaries that told the Rainbow Serpents and their roles in Aboriginals. For TV series, Serpent in the Rainbow is a 1970 drama that uses a serpent as a symbol of conflict within the families. Born to Explore got the episode Secret of the Rainbow Serpent that had the team investigating into the serpent stories in the Kakadu regions. In cartoons, Kuipari, an army of frogs, got the Rainbow Serpents as a guide and spiritual aid to the protagonist. One appeared in the Scooby-Doo comics Great Barrier Reef that was a protection made by Nigel Window. You know what? I am tired. I'm done with the pronunciations. Anyways, Rainbow Rangers got colorful snakes as pets. And while they don't seem like the mythical Rainbow Serpents, with the characters being rainbow-inspired heroes, it kind of fits. For anime and manga, there is Koda, the Rainbow Mushi from Mushishi. Suguru Geto in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2's flashback had a rainbow dragon curse spirit that's kind of like the Rainbow Serpent, but more dragon-like. You know the one I'm talking about, right? Like the one that's kind of white and stuff and had like the crazy eyes going on. It was really cool. Yu-Gi-Oh's also got the monsters Rainbow Dragon and Rainbow Serpent Yingarna that's kind of inspired by the Rainbow Serpents. In games, Genshin Impact's got a 4-star bow called the Rainbow Serpent Rainbow. Yep. No Man's Sky got a serpentine creatures that's colorful called the Rainbow Serpents. There's also the card monsters I mentioned in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the card games too. With books, the Rainbow Serpent is a sea serpent that guards the deep sea opal in the books Pirates of the Caribbean, Legends of the Britain Captain by T.T. Sutherland. There's also Dick Rossley's children's book, The Rainbow Serpent, that retells the Aboriginal stories with the Rainbow Serpents. In art, Rainbow Serpents are shown in many gallerias and art museums, like the Chambinka Aboriginal Art Gallery, that display many Rainbow Serpent artworks. And some of the most famous art pieces that are inspired by the serpents is pretty much the 1985 Ngalyod, the Rainbow Serpent, by Baling Nakuruk. I know I butchered these wrong. I am so sorry in advance. There's even an annual festival in Victoria that features music and art called a Rainbow Serpent Festival. I got a mispronunciation problem. Anyways, we can finally wrap this up with the conclusion. Since the dreaming, the Rainbow Serpents are almighty creators, masters of the weather and water, and guardians of nature. They are both creators and destroyers, benefactors and punishers, both spiritual guides and man-eaters. And while the Aboriginals praise these sacred serpents that fly through the air and forge the lands, they also fear their wrath and the floods and storms they could conjure. So watch out around the billabongs and a warning of respect and caution around them, for you might disrupt and discur. Hang on, take two. Beep. For you might disturb and incur the wrath of one of the many rainbow serpents. And we are done with this class. So, what do you guys think of these rainbow serpents? Do you really think that they are all mighty godlike beings? Do you really think they're as ancient and came from the dream time? Would you like to fight one? Let me know in the comment section whenever I upload this on YouTube. And with that, that concludes our creature of the week. So, oh, hang on. So, as oh, I am just growing, am I? Anyways, as Knight kind of mentioned earlier, and so, I am going to talk about our next creature, which is going to be having a rainbow theme with a pot of gold in there too. Hope you guys are excited for that one. Now then, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to react to some One Piece chapter reactions. So I say give me about like 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll hop right on into that. Which honestly, I am so excited for that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and close out this class. So with all that out of the way, thank you guys for coming on this fantastic Creature of the Week stream. I hope y'all had much fun as I did, as we got to learn about the Rainbow Serpents and their creative / destroying ways. And if you wish to check out more streams like these, check me out on my Twitch page, check me out on Twitter, check me out on my main YouTube channel, and check me out on my Game and React channel, and leave a like, subscribe, notify, and all that too. And with that, I bid this show adieu, and I want to thank Knight. Give me a second. I want to thank Knight. It's me, Potato. Ooh, it's me, Potato. And Mr. Chax for joining me on this incredible Creature of the Week. Even though I've been having a major pronunciation problem throughout this whole thing. But with that, I bid this show adieu again. So see you guys. So long. Bye bye. Okay, bye.